come
You
in.
turned it into a GLB.
Yep, and then you could kind of check it out, right?
Yep.
Then I download the GLB, which is about 1.2 meg. And then I've never tried to mess with the units, but I assume millimeters is probably better. But and then you
How
import the
long you been playing
GLB.
with this trellis?
Just a couple, like 20, 30 minutes total.
Cut the hole
So,
out the middle. Is it a separate object?
so that's rendering. So if I go into my texture here, I got to make some adjustments to the gain.
This is just the stuff that you've learned by playing with it for a week.
Yeah, just trying to get that material to show up a little better. There we go.
That's just the material, which we're going to lose.
Yep. Oh, yeah, we would lose that anyways. But I guess we could try to set view front. Nope. Set view right. It's a little ugly right there, huh?
Well, I want to cut that hole out.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's what I figured you were going to do.
It might be easier just to
Nuke those faces.
no. Got
It
some
has
weird
one
stuff.
little hole that it joins.
I think I'd rather just kind of, let's see if I can. Select mesh faces by area. Nope. Oh, that's by size.
The size of the area. That's pretty neat.
Actually, I think if I put it in shaded mode, then I could grab these. Yeah. Just gonna. You know what's coming next, don't you?
What's that?
Shrink wrap.
To close the little openings.
Yep.
Does it do crossing in the opposite direction or no? Just window? It does crossing. A little bit too much. Oh, you're going to get a little bit too much with that one. If you tilt, you probably lost a face. Oh, you think the shrink wrap will heal it?
The shrink wrap will take care of that, yeah. All right.
Flip it over, look at it from the left, and you'll be able to get those with the crossing box. Right? That was a good idea, wasn't it?
Well. I don't think we have to get too particular here, but.
Well, get the ones on the other side of the screen. That's why you're in this view. Those are the ones. That shrink wrap, and that just came out in 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tool.
Yeah, especially for, yeah, 3D printing and stuff like that, where
That's
people
right.
got to
That's right. If you've got to take any of this stuff to STL and where you got to have it all closed, that's important.
take out a little more here. Let's see what this. I think this will be good enough, but
I'm interested.
probably should just get all these, huh? But yeah, going from just a image
That's pretty amazing.
to some sort of model that you can manipulate. All right.
What I want to see is if I can then take that iteration.
Shrink wrap. Whoa, we'll go target edge length of 4. We're going to fill any holes. Preview it. Hide input objects.
What? Huh?
See what it does?
What's it doing? Oh, shrink wrapping a bunch of free stuff.
Yeah, so it like until it can get to that radius essentially. Uh, so we're trying to fill these gaps. Not the best.
I don't think you need to do the shrink wrap for me, though.
Probably not.
Do you think that other shape would push into Revit?
Yeah. Yeah. Find out.
Oh, it's so clean though. Not eating bother you?
That one?
I can live with that.
I also have the one I made. This one.
Can you push both of those into Revit and let's see how they look?
All right. Revit what?
2020. You don't have 2020?
I got it.
There you go.
Way down on the list.
How many versions of Revit are you running?
I don't think I have 21.
I don't think anyone has it anymore. That's the version that got skipped.
Yeah, since this is millimeter, that
I
might
don't
have
care
some.
about the scale. We can work the scale out.
All right, architectural template. I don't even have millimeter templates.
Actually, can you push it into a family? You should be able to push it into the family just as easy.
Probably easier to the project, but we could try.
Oh, and then pushing it as a family.
Yeah, just the geometry engine's a little different in the project than the family, but we could try both.
Try that. Try that family.
Hold on.
Oh, now you're going to copy it from one Rhino to another?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you did was a copy and paste from one Rhino to another? It's been so
Yep.
long since I've seen an application where you can copy from one instance of it to the other, since Autodesk has never done that.
We actually, Kike is putting in a command that when you copy in Revit, you could paste it right into Rhino.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and it puts all like layers and all. It's pretty sweet.
This is where you use the grasshopper to select that mesh and then push it into Revit.
Yeah. So this is
this I want to
where
see.
if we get into the family components, so there's a mesh component, family mesh. And I think that's going to be in there. Oops. Or not.
Well, remember that mesh might not come in.
No, I did it wrong. So this would actually be in the project. This is actually making a new family. So I'm making a new component family, and that's going to be not my category, but my geometry.
Well, what did that say?
Oh,
you just did a text box?
Yeah, I went to the wrong.
Oh, you just gave it a name.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's one of them.
Now, why wouldn't you just left all that stuff up and done just to paste and then baked it again?
What?
Why didn't you just leave all that stuff up on your grasshopper to steal from this one?
Well, this one's a different one. Oh, this one is going to be super tiny. Wait. All right.
Oh, so you're not grabbing the mesh, you're grabbing the B-rep.
Yeah, well, this one's a sub D object, so it's a little different.
It's a little different object than that other. And what would that come from? A GLB? Is that what that was?
Yep.
Who uses GLBs? What is that?
That Trellis software was creating a GLB, but he said there were several softwares that use it.
I probably should have saved this one before I did this, but
you didn't.
But I didn't. All right, I got a call.
All right, just mute your. I'll mute you.
Hold up. McNeil Tech Support. This is Jaffe. What can I do?
Pretty interesting.
GLB file. The transmission format that I didn't.
Let's see. I think I had this logo. That logo.
Al Trimble 3D uses GLBs.
Yes, I think that's where it comes from. So what I was gonna do, you'd have to pull this into here. And you'd have to take this logo, drag and drop it.
It says on here that you can unpack a GLB.
You can unpack it.
Unpack it because you right click and you can do.
Do you know what that means? See, because it's got the mesh, but it's also got the image. That's why when he had that dragon, it had the mesh of the dragon, but it had all the images that get pasted on it.
Oh.
So it's much more sophisticated than anything you'd have in Revit. Revit doesn't have the ability to do the UVW. Remember the UVW in Max when we would put an image on something?
I tried to do it so hard, but I could.
There's no functionality inside of Revit for it to be able to do that. In Revit, we don't have those capabilities. You got to get those capabilities from Twin Motion, Inkscape, whatever the heck the rendering software is.
Okay, so it's one object without a map. The map comes with it.
Well, that's what they're talking about when they're talking about unpacking.
It's taking the 2D map out of it.
Yep.
And it's smaller than 3D objects, obviously.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I would say it was smaller. You know, I think that's where I was going wrong. Because what we're trying to do, you understand what we're trying to do, is we need to make this logo. We need to make this logo, try to create that shape.
That's the Revit logo.
I want to try, more importantly, it's the Revit 2020 logo. Okay, because they changed it.
Sure, yeah.
But I want to try to make that as part of the Rogue logo to show our capabilities to model that thing. How would you model that?
I like that.
And see, there's a couple things that I've learned. We scaled this thing and we said from here to there. We're going to go with 2 foot.
I have a Mercedes, a 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLB.
Yeah. I do know that.
GLB.
So where I think I started off wrong before was I made this extrusion, create this extrusion, trying to break this thing down to the simplest form of his overall shape.
Still alive.
I'm still alive. You don't want to make this with too many radiuses. I probably would be better off picking this corner, getting this line, taking that out, fill it in these two. But like I said, I think that this is where I went wrong last time. Is I don't think I would typically make this shape. Guess we'll just pull that one and that one. Probably that one. And one more hard edge there. Do a little fillet.
Drilling.
This one, I think, I will do this and this. And if we have any luck, that'll be a hard fillet, but it should work. All right. So that's what I started with. But I think I'm actually going to end up using that as a cutting object. And to make that into a cutting object, well, all I'm going to actually do is take that shape and this shape. And you see how I'll then use that to shape all of my stuff at the end. And see, I had another good idea for this thing in the middle. And see, these could all be cutting objects. And that's what I didn't see before. See, this one here, I see this as a blend.
I'm always afraid to do blends because you said never to do them.
Swept blends.
Okay.
Swept blends we don't want to do. Number one. Number two, it's not going to really matter because this isn't something that's going to go in my model. This is for my marketing purposes.
Okay.
Does that make sense? See, I think I'd probably try to swing all this with one of these. Now, the problem with the blend that most people struggle with is whatever number of objects I have in the bottom, I really want to have the same type in the top. Even though I'm creating two different shapes, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But it's like the two need to mate up with each other.
Sure. So if you grabbed all those lines, you should have the same amount, a number of lines.
And that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this surface here and I'm going to copy it up there.
Oh.
Let's see, this one here would be one of these. And then might hit that radius. And this one should just be that radius. Okay, so what happens is you think you're going to go draw this top extrusion. What I'm drawing is this thing that's going to cut this object. You see these smooth faces that go down in there?
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to take that stuff that's there and I copy that to the clipboard. Now I say edit the top and then I paste that straight in where it was, right? And then I might do something like scale it a little bit, you know, because this isn't going to be where it's really at. Because the way this blend is going to work is it's not going to just change size, but it's also going to move up. Now up here, which is why I left this pretty long and tried to leave that relatively long, is I am going to change this fillet. Now remember, I only deleted one curve. So I'm only going to put one curve back in. Okay. So that now that object is not what you would think. But you see how he's a pretty bizarre object, right? He comes up from here and he comes up to that spot. The only thing that's left is how high do I want to extrude him? But I'm actually liking that 1 foot number. Well, I think we'll use that. See, that then allows me to try to do something different for this shape down. See, what I had done the last time was I tried to cut this surface off. So how would I actually build that surface and build that surface? I almost wish I could see it. I almost wish I could see his 3D again, but he's doing
blends.
blends.
Because you're coming up from 1 foot, has to be a blend. The R is going to be the bottom, and the top of the R is going to be something different.
Well, see, where I went last time was this. If I went back into this guy and I said delete, took that off, and said like that, then I took this object and I changed him from a solid to a void, and then I cut him. See, that's most
You need some more sweet cuts.
of the geometry. All we would have to do is cut that front face.
Yeah. Okay.
And see, that's where I started looking at the idea. This front face, if we took something like this, right? Did that as a void. Tried to cut it. But see, that's where I'm saying I think I went wrong that last time.
You do a blend, just this shape, and then start with the whole R, and then the top piece would just be this part. So I'm gonna do a sheet to do. I don't know. Thinking. I'd have to play. I need to get down there and get working with it. No.
No, I don't think I would do that. I do think I would probably move this guy now while he's still available.
You made so much furniture in the past.
No, well, this one's a challenging one. This one's a very challenging one.
I think I got it. In the plan view here, trace the shape, and then we can cut that shape at an angle.
I think. No, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I stalled out. This is where I stall out.
It's beyond Revit capabilities to do stuff like this.
It is. That's why I wanted to try to do it with the Rhino, and hopefully he'll be back on in a second so we can see what that looks like in Rhino. But till then,
That's crazy shape. Just very funny.
Yeah, I sent you the file.
Oh, you're awesome, buddy. Thank you.
I didn't realize I was muted, so I've been sitting there talking.
Oh, you were talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, you stopped sharing your screen.
Yeah, I closed it.
You closed it. All right, let's see what the heck you sent me.
I sent you 3 different ones that you can monkey with.
Well, we'll get it now.
Yeah, it was -5 here yesterday.
Yeah?
Pretty chilly.
Now what? Oh, you can't take it right from the zip folder. Control C, Control V. 17 meg.
Boulder, Montana is pretty nice.
Yeah.
What's the temperature? I just want to see how much snow's on the ground.
Holy
They
smigglins.
got 1 inch of snow coming on Saturday. I think that's the same system we're gonna get. But it looks like in the 40s, lows in the like 20s in the night. That's really pleasant.
Can't wait.
So that's the big one. So if you zoom back towards
No,
the
you
orange,
made the other one monstrous.
yeah, you said you didn't care about the size. That was just a junky import that didn't commit too well.
This one
So
here
what I
goes
did-
away?
Huh?
This one we don't need?
Probably not. You can unpin it and delete it. But if you zoom in down, yeah, that one's probably gonna be your best. But it doesn't have a lot of feature definition.
No, that one doesn't show me the edges.
Oh, I got an idea, but I don't think I want to mess with it right now.
Oh no, you're good. You're good, man. I actually think that this one here is usable. So this was just a family, and what it came in as was that family you can't do anything with, right? It's called a generic model. It has no grip handles. What is that family? What is that object called, Jaffe?
I think you could open up that family, can't you?
I'm in it. I'm in the family.
okay.
I'm in the family.
Yep.
The
So that's a mesh.
object that
That's a
It's the
mesh
what?
object. That's a family mesh.
so you can't cut, you can't join.
I bet 3D Max could do something like this.
Can you put materials on it? So you see where its limitations are.
Oh yeah.
I can't cut, I can't join, and I can't put materials on it. But my theory of what I can do is take this view, cut a section box, and I can now find section areas
Ah,
of what that shape looks like to accomplish that. And what I'm after is, all
I
right,
could probably,
so that,
I could probably do better than that.
what's that?
I could probably run the contour command. Base plane. Actually, let me do that on the other one.
I see what needs to be done. So I don't know if you got other things to do.
Well, I was gonna start making my lunch so I could eat lunch before.
Well, feel free to just leave me chattering in the background. I'm on live and I'm just figuring I'll show someone how to do this.
Well,
But I remembered what I did. What I have to do here is I need to create another blend. Okay. This blend, what we're going to use for our angle is going to be this guy. And I think I drew a line from here. You want to keep this
you want curves instead?
curves.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to throw a curve in right now. Here. Oh, see that? And I think I even remember that happening. Oh, didn't like that one.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to jump off.
Like I said, if you want to leave it playing, you can leave it playing. I'm just going to draw. Or if you want to jump back in, you can feel free to do it.
Yeah, I got there's somebody's going to be calling any minute and stuff. So
you're good. You're good, buddy.
All right. Later.
Later. So if you then took and you made that shape, okay? So that is actually going to be my top. So I take this guy and I edit. Oh, let's go back to edit the base. I hate when that happens. When you switch it, you have to put something back in there to get back to the base. Tab, Control C, edit the top, Control V, 0. Get rid of this guy, edit the base, and what the base needs to do, what the base needs to do is it's actually still there. No, it doesn't even need that much. Just what you do is you just scale this guy down. See, because as that would come in here into that blank area, if you finished, it would look like that. Okay? And then what we could do is take this and lift this up so the cut doesn't need to be that deep. Make that into a cutting object. Cross your fingers because Revit's probably not going to like it, but it might work. You see, you now have that top surface. But you get this one line in here. Could we get that line out?
Yes.
If we take this and make this there is no way to make that not be a mesh.
Could you just
Let's leave that for right now.
make the other blends, the other two blends?
And that's where I lost my total ever-loving mind, is I didn't know where to take those guys. This one here?
Just to see that whole one here, just like you did this sweep here. You have a sweep here, and we have another sweep here. Oh, well, no, because that's weird, but I know this is a sweep. Wait. I mean blend, not sweep. Never mind.
I think you cut this surface all at once, like I said here. We're going to come down and we're going to take a cut right along here. That's going to give us this guy. What we've got to get is this cut here, and I could not figure out how to do that cut.
Okay.
So if you want to see that cut, come back and see the second part. And I'm going to do it probably in about an hour. I'm probably going to play with a couple things, and we're going to see if we can't make the rest of this cut. But understand, our goal is to make an object. Now we do have the ability And I'm guessing that I'm probably going to push this into max to do my animations. But maybe you have the ability to sort of see it here better. Even that one, that's an interesting way to look at that. So if this cut, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop, and then I'll come back and we'll play with this a little bit more. Join me later tonight.